Hi everyone, this is Carol from Practical Mystic. We are doing part 6 of Pathways to Self-Awareness, and today entails our willingness, persistence, courage, and compassion. But it is the greatest gift we can give ourselves and someone else second. I am talking about forgiveness. Forgiving ourselves releases us from guilt. And we know how terrible guilt feels. And guilt can come from many different directions. As we walk our way in life and make choices and decisions, not everybody is going to like what we choose and be affected by it. And it may make you have a little bit of a guilt trip. I just want to say very quickly here, that's not what we want to focus on today, but you don't have to own that. You have to look at what they're projecting on you when you make your decisions in life that they don't like or they don't see as correct, and make you feel guilty in an attempt to change it. That is something that you have to identify with yourself, explain to them the best that you can, but please don't take on the guilt that they would try to give you in order for themselves to feel better because you're doing it their way. There's something in them that they're fearing. All right. Guilt. Louise Hay, in her book, You Can Heal Your Life, reminds us that guilt seeks punishment. So, here again, how important it is for us to forgive ourselves for things that we have done on an unconscious level. Okay, now here's the second way that we have to look at guilt. You and I know that we are human beings here experiencing our lives on the planet Earth. And sometimes we come from a place of fear. We come from a place of anger. We come from a place of resentment. We come from a place of guilt. We come from a place of envy and jealousy, just to name a few. And if that happens, then we probably will do something that later on, in our own way or in our own quiet time in our consciousness, we'll feel bad about. And we need to resolve that with that other person in any way that we can as soon as possible, because what happens is guilt, to be unforgiving of someone else, plants negative seeds within our body, mind, and spirit. So, who do you have to forgive besides yourself, since right now we are clearing the path of old business? Think about that for a second. If we've just learned that to release and to be forgiving takes away emotional blocks, it allows the flow of compassion to occur between you and someone else, and that to forgive another person is a way of healing your body, mind, and spirit. What is stopping us? Well, there are many reasons. There is a payoff to not forgiving someone else. And this book by Carolyn Myss, Why People Don't Heal and How They Can, really resonates with what I'm trying to address here today. And that is that our biography becomes our biology. Now, these are the words of Carolyn Myss, where she explains that we may not heal on a physical and spiritual level because we won't allow our wounds to heal from past experiences that have happened to us with other people, and that we may still hold them accountable for the pain and suffering or the inadequacies that we are experiencing today. She has a word for it. It's called woundology. So again, the importance of understanding forgiveness, not only for ourselves, for other people is crucial on the path that we are walking right now. So I have two ways to help us if we're ready to forgive other people. I share this with my clients. I've done this work myself. And the first thing that I like to present to you is something you're probably already familiar with. You sit in a chair, you put another chair in front of you. You might want to prop a pillow because that is going to be your visual for that person that you are still not forgiving. And you will go ahead and vent to them exactly how you feel, the hurt, the anguish, the hostility that you have within you because of the injustices. Okay, I think it's also important that I say that this is not for you to be healing within yourself any traumas that may have occurred during sexual abuse, incest, and other forms of abuse that needs a professional person. This is for healing those wounds, those emotional pains that we have from maybe feeling abandoned or feeling ridiculed or not getting the love that we felt that we deserved. Those are all other forms of pain that we are addressing here today. And what's going to happen when you go ahead and vent that? Number one, it went from your thoughts and it went out your mouth, and you really ignited the emotional centers within you. You activated those emotions, and it was verbalized. And when we speak, those thoughts are vibration, and they are now cleared out. They are now released from within you and brought out, and they should be dissipated, and it is the beginning process of healing. The other thing that I tell people to do is to write in the journal or a diary or even on a blank piece of paper that you may end up just crumbling up and burning and destroying some way, those same feelings. What's different with this exercise is you thought it, it went down to your heart center, and it paused for a second because now you ignited the energy of the heart. So you may have thought it, brought it to the heart before it went down the arm and onto the paper, and added a second emotion, maybe an identification of why that person may have done what they've done to you. Now, we're not trying to justify it, but understand that when writing it out, there is a delay in expression because it isn't coming from the heart, from the throat chakra, and just being blurred out, which is important and necessary in healing. But this time now, we've centered it around the heart. Here's things to take note of. When you do this, you will also hear your ego mind bring up justifications why you should still not be releasing this person or forgiving this person. The ego mind is going to remind you of that pain and validate your anguish, your anger, your hostility, because the ego does not want you to own it and heal it. You know how they have that old cliche, you got to feel it to heal it? The ego does not want you to own this and let it go. So be cognitive of this tendency for the ego to give you a false illusion of protection, because it will do that. The other thing that I'd like to give you today are 2 affirmations, and they are: I release the thoughts and see that I will resolve this situation peacefully with you. And then the second affirmation is: I surrender these negative thoughts to the source of love, and now heal myself and you. So those are two things that you probably will have to say over and over again, and of course do the other exercise, but we want to release those feelings of unforgiveness within yourself, for yourself, and for other people, because we want that flow of compassion in order to have a clearer body. As Carolyn May says, we want to have those 7 spiritual sacred centered to be open and working properly so that we are healthy and that we are happy. Forgiveness really is honoring that sacred journey that we all take when we come back here and we start learning, living, and loving one another again. Thanks everyone for joining me today. I certainly hope this was helpful. I will also put a link to a video that I did about a week ago with a new tarot spread that helps us to locate and heal areas of our lives. Okay, take care everyone. Bye for now.